Hey, this is Shane with Houston Building Repair, working on Herrera's service center in Meadville. Did a walkthrough. It has a lot of hail damage. This project has a lot of hail damage from the hailstorm that went through there. So I have we just took a bunch of pictures and have a lot of notes. So we're going to go over that. So you can see in the pictures here that is going to follow this, that you see hail impact strikes all over the flat roof. It has a granulated flat roof. It looks like it's uses a hot roof. Not sure of the age of the roof. And then they put a white coating on top of the flat roofing. That white coating was completely beat off the roof by this hail. You can see just a little bit of remnants of where the roof had this white coating on it. So this roof is beat up pretty good. It has some rips on the front street side as shown in the pictures here. The front street side of the wall, this little short tiny wall, it has a bunch of rips going down that wall. The insurance adjuster hasn't not been out there yet. I'm pretty sure he's going to sign off on this roof because it beat the coating right off the roof. It has tons of hail impacts, and it rained. We had really strong rains after this hailstorm, and you can still see all the impacts. So the pictures show quite a few hail impacts. And also it has a little bit of fascia damage. It had a little bit of soffit. You'll see in the photos you'll see in the photos some wind damage. There was some slight wind damage on this building. There was some broken sunroof panels on what I'm going to call the storage room. It'll be notated here in the pictures. And then another building that I'm calling the office that had shingles on it, and they were beat up. It was missing a little bit of shingles, but it was beat up, and those shingles are going to need to be replaced. So I'm going to go through these pictures and talk about them, but I want to talk a little bit about the insurance because this is for the owner of the building. So the you're going to have your deductible that obviously whatever that is, I do not know, whatever that amount, it might be a percentage, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to do his inspection. He's going to most likely write that up and what we call an exactimate. It's a very descriptive, itemized system that every tiny thing has its own category, and the price for that work is generated by the system itself based on location. So you put in a zip code, the Exactimate program generates a price, a fair market price. Now that when it comes to roofing, the prices are normally really good. When it comes to repairs, those kinds of things, it's usually really off because repairs, especially small repairs, there's not a real way for the system to generate a fair and accurate price for that. Now he should, and on the roofing portion, when you read this, or whatever report, the report that the adjuster is going to say, he is gonna that roofing system isn't just going to be put a roof on. It's going to say underlayment. It's going to have this would have base sheet on it. So he has to have base sheet on it. It would have then the cap sheet on it. It would have tear off the roof, replace drip edge. So if the drip edge is, of course, on this drip edge, which I have notated in here as edge metal, it needs to be replaced. It's obviously you can't rip the roof off and not replace it because the roof is adhered to that metal. So that would have to be listed on there, every tiny detail of the roof, and then the system is going to generate a price. Now, most likely, he's going to put depreciation on that roof. So he's going to say the roof is $10,000, and then you have a deductible of $5,000, and then he depreciates the roof 50% or something like that. We're going to say that. Now, the depreciation comes off the whole amount of $10,000, and then you take. So basically, if he depreciated a $10,000 roof 50%, he's saying, okay, we're going to pay $5,000 for the roof. and your deductible is $5,000, so we're not going to write you a check. I'm not saying those are the numbers or anything. I'm just using this as an example. But when you do the job, you should be able to recover that depreciation. Once the roof is replaced, you call your insurance, hey, or the roofing company could, but if you're dealing with the insurance yourself, call the insurance, hey, the roof's replaced. You show them some photos. The roofing company could sign an affidavit, saying that roof has been replaced. And then they would release that depreciation. And if the insurance company says your roof needs replaced, then you're going to have to replace it, because they won't insure your building anymore, because they said, hey, we came out, your roof needed to be replaced, now you have to replace it. So that is how the paperwork is going to work. So when you read it, then you can look for those things, and always notate back to this video. So what I recommend, because you are going to be dealing with your insurance deductible, and most, they give pretty good pricing for the roof. They're gonna write up, they're gonna pay whatever on the roof. They're gonna say tear the roof off. They're gonna pay to do that. I recommend in this scenario you not tear the roof off. I think that we should lay over that roof and put a TPO flat roofing system on your building. Now, that is a rubber roof system that lasts over 20 years. It's as good as what you have on there. It's actually better. Most commercial projects use, or a lot of them use the TPO system. And we can go over top of the roof that's there, cut the drip edge, perimeter off, put new perimeter edge metal on, which you'll see me notated in the pictures. Put new edge metal on, and then go over the top of this. We will put a barrier down to buffer the TPO product from the granulated torch down or hot. It's either torch down or hot roof system that's on there. And then it would be mechanically fastened, so the TPO would be screwed down on the laps, and that roof would all be welded together. Now that's going to be white. So this, your system that you have, they have to pay for your coating that was destroyed, plus they have to pay for the roof system itself, because that white coating is, that's an energy saver. It helps the roof, and it also saves in energy because it reflects light. So this white TPO system, that would also do the same thing. It accomplished the same thing. It'd be white just like the coating. So you're going to have that savings in energy from the reflectivity, and it's a really super lightweight system. And then you're not going to have to pay to tear off the roof. The roof system's going to go faster. It's going to be cheaper, which that extra money that you're going to save from not tearing it off and laying over, and not have to go with the high cost of coatings, because the coating material is really expensive. That's going to help cut that cost down, so you're hopefully not out of pocket. The pricing is not going to be on this video for anything now, because we can go over exactly what materials you would like to use, and of course watch this video what I'm suggesting, and we can come to some kind of understanding over what you think is the best for you. And of course you're going to need to see what the insurance adjuster actually writes down and presents you. Also with the fascia, now the fascia metal on this building, it is custom. It's custom 24 gauge fascia metal, about 12 inches wide, and the system that he has cannot price it. It's going to be custom metal. We'd have to call someplace, have them, give them the drawing of it, of the fascia metal, and then get a price. Now, I do not know what the adjuster is going to do with the fascia metal since the paint was beat off it. I do see where it was painted, so metal normally comes painted, or it can be galvanized and then you could paint it. So he might say, because it needs paint and it's metal, that it needs to be replaced. I recommend just repainting it. fixing it. It's been torn loose in some places from the wind, but re-securing all of the fascia and then repainting it. That's that. If he is paying to replace it, it's going to be a lot better off for you cost-wise just to repaint it, and it's going to look nice. And you'll have new edge metal that's going to go over top of that fascia metal. You do have some soffit that's ripped loose. That can be renailed. You have the metal soffits around the building, and those also in some places are ripped loose. He may or may not replace the panels because they pulled through the screws. It looks like in some places, but I'd reattach those just from the from the look of the building and the age, and could really spruce it up and get all that stuff reattached pretty easily. Now the what I call the office, of course, that's going to have to be completely torn off the roof and put new underlayment on there. Felt synthetic is the type of underlayment that we like to use. So we put synthetic felt on, tear the whole roof off. What I have labeled on these pictures is office. Tear that office, put the synthetic felt down, and then put a new architectural shingle on that building, which is the same style of shingle. And you can pick the brand. Obviously, there's quite a few different brands. They all give about the same warranty unless you get into specialty shingles, but we would not just pick for you. You would be able to choose that. And then what I'm calling in the photos is the storage building. Going to replace those solar or those skylight panels that have been broken and that area is tarped over. The rest of the roof on there, it does have dents from hail. I am not sure if I know it does have clear hail damage. Whether the adjuster is going to pay to replace all those panels or not, it's hard to say, because sometimes they call it cosmetic damage when it comes to metal panels, and they don't like to pay to replace them. I guess that's going to have to be, you're going to have to see what that adjuster says. Also,